This next song is called Every Tree is Home Tree. I just recently created it, partially inspired by the great Avatar movie. I watched everybody coming out of the movie theater crying after seeing the great home tree being cut down, and I realized that's happening everywhere right around us, in this community, in this state, in every state, and in many countries around the world. This song will be featured in a YouTube video that shows the damaging aspects of clear-cut forestry practices. Every tree is home tree.
Every tree is home tree to someone that feels just like you do. Every tree is home tree to creatures great and small. They deserve a place too. Every tree will give you shade when the sun's too hot to bear, and it will give you the air you need to breathe. And if you don't give a damn about these things, then I've got words for you. You're blind to truth and the meaning of life. What the hell happened to you? What the hell happened to you?
Now here are some very large flat clear cuts that have been done a few years ago, but if you'll look over there, you'll see that hill. That's actually still being cut right now, and on the other side of that hill. Notice the roads. Notice the mudslide up on that steep clear cut hill there.
Every tree is home tree when you're lost and alone at night, and every tree only knows to live. Every tree will build and hold the soil, keeps the water clear and bright. Every tree will bring the rains that cleanse the earth, keeps the rivers flowing.
Here's a very large yew tree, easily 500 years old, that has been cut for no reason and just bulldozed to the side to lay and rot.
And if you don't give a damn about these things, then I've got news for you. You're walking on the razor's edge of life. What's gonna happen to you? What's gonna happen to you?
Yew trees are supposed to be protected. They're not supposed to be cut. They are an extraordinary medicinal tree with the anti-cancer properties of the bark. A few years back, they were being ringed for their bark and killed all over the mountains. This is a magnificent tree for its wood for traditional archery bows and many other things. Anywhere a yew wood tree branch touches the ground, it will spring up a new tree, and they'll grow in clusters that are all linked together like one tree. And you can see they just cut this very large, supposed to be protected tree. There's an open gate. This is a Weyerhaeuser road, not a county road. A truck may come out any moment loaded with logs. The stuff on the front of the logging truck is export length. Right now, the price of Douglas fir is less than 35 cents a foot, kiln dried at the lumber yard. So it's the lowest price I've seen in years and years, and yet truckload after truckload after truckload is coming out of this clear cut because it's quick and easy to grab. This used to be a lovely forest. A lot of game came down right through here. Bear and deer, occasionally elk. And you can see they've stripped the entire hillside, over the top of the hillside, and it goes for a very long distance.
Every tree is home tree. Every tree is home tree. Every tree is home tree. Every tree is home tree.
Okay, here we have a brand new gate that's just been put up surrounding some active clear cuts and some clear cuts that happened a little while back. This is what they do. After they come in and strip everything, then they put up these gates and you can't go down these roads anymore and they lock you out. And then this road here is a public county road and you can go all the way down this public county road, a couple miles of clear cuts on both sides. This road here is a Weyerhaeuser road. You'll see the gates open because they're actively logging in there, mile after mile after mile of clear cuts. Okay, over here on the left, you see a piece of private property that is adjacent to a recent clear cut. Now, as soon as they completely clear cut the hill to the right, all this timber got blown down in the first storm because there was no windbreak for about 3/4 of a mile over this hill. So this piece of private property was damaged severely by the first storm that blew. And here you see the clear cut. It goes over this hill for a very, very large distance. And you can see the amount of waste and slash that gets left behind. Now you notice with all this blowdown on this piece of private property, some of these trees are very near falling on this lovely little house and the fence around it, and it could still occur now because there's no wind barrier. All right, you see right here, after the logging operation, it's very common to discard 5-gallon buckets of hydraulic oil and turbine oil and all kinds of stuff like that. If you hike around these clear cuts, you can find this stuff all over, particularly where their log landings were, where they were yarding the timber out. These are full of hydraulic oil. 1 gallon of this oil can contaminate hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. Now what happens is people will come along and do target practice and shoot these plastic barrels, and this oil will leak out all over right into the water. Okay, right here you see at the end of a county road, this is not a Weyerhaeuser road, this is a county road, there's a lovely piece of private property, and they've cut this clear cut right up to the fence line of this private property. Trees blew down on the fence, on the house on the other side, and over those hills in the distance is an active logging operation going on right now. To the right goes all the way down again to the river. Okay, now you can see from this vantage point the size of just this one clear cut that's happened in the last few years. Over in the distance there, that hill was just done a couple months ago. It used to be full of game, deer, everything all over there. There's nothing now. Down in the flatlands there, that's the river. Where you see the trees down there is where the Deschutes River runs. And they're supposed to leave more of a barrier along the river, but they cut almost right up to the river. And in the distant hills covered by fog, there are many large clear cuts on steep slopes up at the top. You'll see the road. You can see that road right there in the middle winding its way up. Over the other side, mile after mile after mile of clear cut. What you see here is clear cut forestry replanted with hybridized Douglas fir seedlings. This is called monocrop. It's a very unwise, unnatural practice. It's not the way the forest would regenerate itself, and it's very problematic. But this is what they call tree farming. This isn't a forest, they call it a tree farm.
Deforestation, clear-cut logging practices, and monocrop tree planting of tree farms is a serious problem worldwide. If you would like to participate with us in a full-length, serious documentary on this subject, it would be very much appreciated. We appreciate your financial support, technical support, and otherwise. If you're interested in this, contact flyertreetop at yahoo.com, FLYERTREETOP at yahoo.com. Thank you very much.